A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant development regarding immigration and deportation policies, El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele has declared that his country will not return Kilmar Ábrego García, a Maryland resident who was recently deported to El Salvador by the U.S. government. This decision comes after a ruling from the U.S. Supreme Court, which mandated that the Trump administration should facilitate the return of Garcia, who had been granted protection from deportation by a court in 2019. However, the Trump administration has argued that the responsibility for Garcia's return lies with El Salvador, with Attorney General Pam Bondi stating, "It is up to El Salvador if they want to return him." During a meeting at the White House, President Trump praised Bukele for his cooperation in deporting individuals alleged to be gang members back to El Salvador. Trump emphasized a new partnership that allows the U.S. to send deportees to the Central American nation, asserting that this collaboration is crucial for national security. Garcia, who has been described by his lawyer as not being a gang member, was among a group of 238 Venezuelans and 23 Salvadorans deported to El Salvador's Center for the Confinement of Terrorism, SECOT. The SECOT facility has garnered international attention due to its controversial conditions and allegations of human rights abuses. Reports indicate that the prison, which spans 116 hectares and has a capacity for 40,000 inmates, lacks proper ventilation and adequate sanitation facilities. Prisoners are said to be confined in overcrowded cells with limited access to basic necessities. As the situation unfolds, Garcia's wife, Jennifer Vasquez Sura, a U.S. citizen, expressed her anguish over the political maneuvering surrounding her husband's fate. "My heart is heavy, but I hold on to hope and the strength of those around me. For our children, our family, and all immigrants fighting for loved ones, Kilmar, we will not stop fighting for you," she stated. The Trump administration has faced criticism for its handling of Garcia's case, as it conceded that his deportation was the result of an administrative error. Despite this acknowledgement, U.S. officials maintain that Garcia is a member of the MS-13 gang, a claim his lawyer vehemently denies. In a recent court filing, the Department of Homeland Security asserted that it lacks the authority to forcibly return Garcia from El Salvador, citing Bukele's refusal to cooperate. Bukele stated, "Of course, I will not release Ábrego García back to U.S. soil." The ongoing partnership between Trump and Bukele has raised concerns among human rights advocates, who argue that the U.S. is turning a blind eye to democratic setbacks and rights abuses in El Salvador in exchange for cooperation on deportations. Critics point to the fact that Bukele's government has arrested over 80,000 individuals under a state of emergency that has lasted for 3 years, often without due process. In a broader context, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio recently announced that another 10 alleged gang members were sent to SECOT, despite ongoing legal challenges regarding previous deportations. The Trump administration has labeled these individuals as members of foreign terrorist organizations, further complicating the legal landscape surrounding deportations. As the political climate continues to shift, Bukele's administration stands to gain financially from accepting U.S. deportees, with reports indicating that El Salvador receives $20,000 per deportee annually. This financial incentive, coupled with the political capital Bukele gains from aligning closely with Trump, has led to increased scrutiny of the U.S.'s commitment to addressing human rights concerns in the region. In light of these developments, the situation of Kilmar Ábrego García remains precarious, with ongoing debates about his legal status and the implications of U.S. foreign policy in Central America. The White House's insistence on cooperation with Bukele raises critical questions about the balance between national security and human rights, as families like Garcia's continue to navigate the complex and often fraught landscape of immigration policy. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.